Hi everybody, it's Laura. Welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna go back a couple months and do a video. I had started this and then set it aside and then kind of misplaced it. We're just going to make a simple necklace. I don't remember if this was May or April. It's the one that was a lot of copper and crystals. What I'm basically going to do, I want them to kind of be the same size. It does have these chips in it, and some of them are different sizes, so I'm just going to make the chips so that they are the same size. I'm using the eye pins that came in the box and the little rings that came in the box. And I'm not in a home, so I'm set up a little differently. I'm going to make a simple loop because these are really stiff pins. So I'm going to bend just beyond the 90 degrees. And I am saving that because I can use them in other projects. Clipping it off. I am going to make this a bigger loop because it has to go around that pin or the wire ring. So I am going to make a good sized loop, bring it all the way back, straighten that up, make it a good size loop. I'm not so much worried about it closing up right now. And I am going to be going from one to the next to the next. I will have some of these left over. And I'm trying to decide exactly how to do this because I'm going to go from one to the other to the other. And I thought about just doing these and then linking them together. And I might do that. Let's go ahead and get these together. Making the connector pieces, simply using the eye pin. One of these beautiful faceted rondelle crystals. They're gorgeous. And then, like I said, I'm going to find the hole. They're all in various shapes and sizes, so it depends on well, that one ended up on the floor. I have many of these, so I'm not worried. And then I'm just going to measure that center and see if they're somewhat the same as the first one. Put it together, bend, snip, roll a loop, straighten that up, and I'm going to continue with this. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back and I have 5 links made, and I decided I am going to go ahead and put them together like this, and then I'm going to link them together with jump rings. So I'm going to simply take my pliers. I'm going to open up each end. Now, the one that the eye pin already had on it is going to be tricky because it's a very tight fit. So I want to make sure that I have it closed good around that loop right there. Let me get it so it's not blurry. And then the one that I made, oh, that was the one I made. No wonder it went so easy. This is the one that came original with the, well, that the eye pin already had. And I really have to open this wide, and you want to twist, not pull. Place this in there, and I'm going to kind of hold it with my fingers I'm going to get a hold of that very end and bring it around it. And then I'm going to work it back to the eye pin. Get it to focus. And then I want to make sure that it is definitely closed. So there is how I put the links together. And then I am going to simply take a jump ring. This is about, I dare say, an 8mm jump ring. I'm going to open it. You always open your jump rings by twisting. I'm going to put them together like this. And then I'm going to close it. And you hear that click, click, and you want to make sure that you have a good, so that they're lined up good. I always do the finger test, and then I always run it across, and then it's going to look like this. And I'm going to go ahead, put these together, and I'll be right back with you. Now, I also want to say that normally I would, when I use an eye pin, I put together whatever the eye pin is going to hook on to first. But because I'm putting a big bead on, I'm not worried because the big bead is not going to get down inside of the eye pin. I just wanted to point that out so that if you have heard me say before, put the eye pin on to your project, like onto this part that you're doing first, and then bead onto the eye pin. And you see me now just, you know, doing the opposite of what I say. That's why, because this big bead is not going to come down into your eye pin. And of course, from here on out, I will take each of my components and I will be hooking them together with jump rings, making sure that each of them have a good clean closure on them, because you don't want them to come apart or to scratch whoever purchased the item. Once you have the components made, it is real simple to put each piece together. As long as you already know kind of how your piece is going to be. And there is the main part of the necklace. Now from here, I'm going to see how far it goes on my neck. Okay. And then I'm going to take chain. This is from Walmart. This is a really nice chain. It's sturdy, but it's not overbearing. And I'm going to measure on myself how much I'm going to need. I'm going to take my cutters. I'm going to simply cut off what I don't need. And then I'm going to take and make sure this is laying nice and straight. Taking all the kinks out. Sometimes you'll get a spot where the chain lays a little sideways, and you want to straighten that out. And then I'm going to simply take just a short piece of this leftover. I'm going to take and put it through one end, put it through the other end, just to give me something to hold the two ends together. Find where I need to clip. And it's okay if one end is a hair bit longer, because one end's going to have a jump ring and one end isn't. The one's going to have the clasp, so one end will end up being a hair bit longer than the other. And my clippers have gotten themselves magnified, so there's that. Makes it a little hard to get them to do what I want them to do. So I'm going to clip this link right here. Make sure I take the link I cut off, and we are going to simply add a jump ring to each end here, and we're going to add the chain. Now this is a piece that's going to be about 18 inches or so. Because this is a thinner chain, I want to make sure by doing this that it's not going to come through there. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. Jump ring. Twist open the necklace, the length of chain for this side. Close it. Run that chain through past it. It's catching, so I want to, you can tell, it's just passed on the one side. And now we have a pretty smooth. And then we're going to go ahead and add a jump ring on one side. So we're going to open up another jump ring. Open. Put on a piece of chain. You want the last link of the chain. And then we're going to put on the lobster. Close it. And then the other side is going to get just the jump ring. And this is the jump ring that the lobster will go into. Oops. Just like that. Again. Make sure that has a nice clean close, and it does. Close it up. And there we have a very pretty necklace all ready to go. Get it so it shows it good. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope you appreciate this, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I had a lady comment that my videos take too long, so everybody, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.